Okay, come on. The crowd on the basketball court. We got plenty of seats. Come take them.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Gabrielle Fialkoff, the New York City Parks Commissioner, and welcome to this terrific groundbreaking and ribbon cutting today at Colonel Young Park. Woo! The weather has cleared for us, so we know it's going to be a great occasion. There is a tremendous amount of momentum to revitalize and renovate the Colonel Charles Young Playground, and I'm really thrilled you're all here with us today. It is truly, well, a testament to partnership, community coming together, elected officials, our partners from the private sector, and today we are going to cut the ribbon on some new facilities and celebrate some upcoming ones where we'll be able to get together again in a few years' time and have a few new ribbon cuttings. So welcome. And this day would not be possible, as I said, without all the terrific partners who are here today and have spent a lot of time bringing this to fruition. So I would like to thank Police Commissioner Dermot Shea, Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance, the New York City Police Foundation, First Responders Children's Foundation and Mandela Foundation, Council Member Bill Perkins, Community Board 10 Parks Chair Karen Horry, the New York City Soccer Initiative and their partners, the Mayor's Fund to Advance New York City, New York City Football Club, the U.S. Soccer Foundation, Adidas, and Etihad Airways. Thank you. As well as the Pitch-In Foundation, the MLBPA Youth Development Foundation, and the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation. Really a big thank you to all of our tremendous partners. This park is an anchor of Harlem. It always is in high demand. I'm going to put these on. Throughout the year because it provides the greatest variety of sports of any parks in the neighborhood. But more than that, this park also stands out for honoring our African American veterans. Its namesake, Colonel Charles Young, was the U.S. Army's first black colonel and, we are very proud at Parks, the first black superintendent for the National Park Service. And just north of this is of the 369th Regiment Armory, which is home to the Harlem Hellfighters, the African-American regiment that saw more combat than any other unit during World War I and was one of the most decorated. This park's renovations are emblematic of the de Blasio administration's approach to parks and open spaces. First, it is about equity. We all learned during the pandemic that our parks are not luxuries, but necessities. They are free for all, and access to a high-quality, open space is critical for every New Yorker. Second, investing in our parks is a commitment to the mental health and physical health of all of our residents. This is especially important for parks like Colonel Charles Young, which is a vital source of recreation to the neighborhood, to young people, to families, to adults, for the entire community. And third, this work is built on partnership. This park is getting the renovation it deserves thanks to all of our partners here today. The main basketball court has been reconstructed thanks to $500,000 from the NYPD in partnership with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and federal law enforcement partners. Park stairs and added new sports coding to 3 other basketball courts, and they now feature new backboards funded by the NYPD. And another court has been converted into a brand new soccer mini pitch, thanks to the $60,000 contributed from the New York City Soccer Initiative. Looking ahead, we have 2 more very exciting projects I mentioned. We will gather again in the future. Through a public-private partnership, the kids in this community will receive brand new, state-of-the-art synthetic turf baseball and softball fields that's also striped for regulation football and soccer. This amazing $6.1 million project is thanks to $5 million from the NYPD in partnership with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and federal law enforcement partners. $500,000 from the Pitch In Foundation. $500,000 from the MLBPA Youth Development Foundation. And $150,000 from the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation. That's not all. The Comfort Station will also be upgraded thanks to $1 million from Borough President Gail Brewer, $750,000 from Mayor de Blasio, and $750,000 from City Council Member Bill Perkins. So I know I speak for everyone here when I say we can't wait to come together again in the future to celebrate our next projects. Please now join me in welcoming our Police Commissioner, Commissioner Dermot Shea.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Do you want the long version or the short version of the speech? Long? I think everyone has been thanked already. I'm sitting here with a smile on my face, and what's going through my head is just look around. Look at all the public-private partnerships. Look at our elected officials, our Manhattan DA's office who prosecutes crimes, your police department. I even might have saw John Starks floating around here somewhere. John, CC Sabathia, Cal Ripken Foundation, and so I will forget some, but it's worth saying them again. We have an NYPD marching band, so how the heck did we get all these people in one place? Chauncey, you got to come up here. I have to be, the Police Foundation, the First Responder Children, I could go on for a long time. You've said them all already. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of people that deserves praise and credit for making today happen, but let's be clear about something. We are here because of one person, and it ain't me. This man right here, I have been hearing, you have to understand, though, he was under a lot of pressure. I told him I was going to fire him if we didn't get to this day. I have been hearing about the Colonel Charles Young Field a year and a half with all of our partners working as one. Imagine that, when people work together, what we can accomplish. Who did we do it for? We did it for the people of Harlem. We are not stopping here either. We are going to continue moving forward. The police department is going to be there for their community. The parks department is going to be there for their community. We're going to do it with the elected officials, and this is going to take on momentum. This is an example of what can happen when we work together, and we're doing it for the people of this community. So God bless you all. Just imagine, I don't know why we put up a tent. We knew it was going to be sunny today. I guarantee it, after the fact. Imagine what this field is going to be looking like. As nice as this park looks now, close your eyes and imagine what it's going to be like next summer, when kids of all ages are out here on a brand new field. God bless you all, and thank you for everyone that saw the vision and helped make it happen.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Now, please welcome our District Attorney, Cy Vance.
Good evening, everybody. It is fantastic to be here, and I think I'm as excited and happy as everybody seems to be. This is a really amazing day. Chauncey Parker once reminded me of a wise saying by someone, I think it was Sophocles, is you don't know how splendid the day is until the end of the day. And I can tell you that this project started with a lot of uphill challenges. And I think Gail must have come to me, I don't know where Ms. Brewer is, but trying to get the funding to put this together and to get all the pieces that come together to have all these organizations work together to create this was a monster project. And like today, we started out with a stormy day. And just like this project started out with stormy weather, but at the end of the day, we're here. It's a beautiful evening. We have so much to be thankful for. And that's how I feel about this project. And that's also how I think we feel about Chauncey Parker. Chauncey, at the end of this is not the end of this project, but you've really taken us to a point where the sunlight is here. We're on the way. This community is going to be so benefited by what you've done. And thank you to all the partners, state, local, government, and the community for all you've done. So look around us. Pick your analogy. It's a home run. It's a score. It's a goal. This is an amazing achievement for this community. And I'm thrilled that Manhattan DA's office could be part of it. I want to thank, besides Chauncey, I want to recognize James Soule from our office, a chief financial officer who made the money appear for our office. And I'm pleased that my wife Peggy was able to join us this afternoon. And I just, Commissioner, thank you. I want to come back and have your job in my next life. To be the Parks Commissioner and to be able to bring so much so much positivity all around the city. So thank the mayor, and thank you all to this community and to all the supporters for everything you've done, and to Dermot for your great partnership with all the members of the NYPD. Thank you.
I'm so pleased to introduce my friend, the Chief of Community Affairs of New York City, Roberto Perez.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm very excited to be with you today and celebrate today's opening of the new basketball courts and soccer pitch just in time for the holiday break. I want to thank our Mayor, Bill de Blasio, the community, the local precinct, and everyone who helped make today a reality. Colonel Charles Young Playground has been around since 1944, making it a sacred place for our community. Today's ribbon cutting is an investment in the people of Harlem and the youth. We are here to say you matter, and we care about you. It's great to see everyone who came out here today. We hope this brings you joy, and thank you, Police Commissioner Shea, NYC Parks Commissioner Gabriel Fielkoff, old friend and colleague. And of course, I want to thank Deputy Commissioner Chauncey Parker, who, like others in this room and in this space, I've heard about this project now for months. So I'm glad to stand here with you to celebrate this, and for the invitation to this event and your partnership and your continued partnership with our office and with the mayor's office as a whole. I want to make sure I acknowledge DA Vance. Thank you for your contribution. Congressmember Espaillat, thank you, Congressmember. Assemblymember Al Taylor, Borough President Gail Brewer, Councilmember Bill Perkins, and other community leaders I see in the room today. So with that said, thank you all again for being here. And I hope all of you get to enjoy this fine space, because the partnerships and the contributions truly deserve recognition on this given day. Thank you all. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you so much. And now I'm so pleased to introduce Congressman Adriano Espaillat. Thank you.
How do you like those Knicks, huh? Yeah. Left-handed dunk on that guy, right? Well, this is great, Commissioner. Both commissioners, our DA, Chauncey, our electeds, and the community. Anybody that's gotten stuck in a traffic jam in the FDR seen this park? Is the DOT commissioner here? No, okay.
It's not a police problem.
It's not a police problem or parks problem. But this is a beautiful park where, you know, where dreams are built, right? Because whenever you have a young person competing and trying to make it, whether they make it on this court or they make it in a higher institutional learning, or whether they make it with technology or in a science lab, you know, whether they make it anywhere as a police officer, as a teacher, a firefighter, you know, whether they make it anywhere, when you have them compete here, that's the umbilical cord. That's what gives them the drive, the discipline, right? Sometimes street balls, I'm not a, I came from the DR. I never seen a basketball hoop in my life. I try to play some third base, and I see the football guys here also. You guys, you know, play here too as well. But so when you have that drive and the discipline, right, that a coach will give you, because coaches are mentors, and when you got that, you know, that could drive you just about anywhere. You never know where it will take you. So this will continue to be a field, a factory of dreams, right? A factory of dreams. Our factories are not around anymore, but this is still a factory of dreams, Mr. DA. Thank you for your help. Where's Gail Brewer? Is she around? She's coming. Anybody that had anything to do with getting the funding for this, and hopefully we'll be getting a whole lot of money from Washington, right? We're getting some already for transportation and infrastructure. $1 trillion with a capital T. I'll be there on Monday when the president signs it. But there's another 1.7 on the work that we got to bring, and that really brings in the stuff that we need in our communities, the programs that are so necessary for young people. So God bless you all and keep the faith. Thank you.
We heard you might be stuck in traffic. So very pleased to introduce Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer.
Thank you very much. This is a long time coming. I know everybody's probably thanked Chauncey Parker about 100 times, but I'm going to add to it. He was originally with the DA's office, and then he went to the police department. He didn't get a damn penny from the DA until he got to the police department. Then he got all their money. So when I saw the DA, Vance, he said, Chauncey took all my money. I said, good. So Chauncey, thank you, because we bugged you. Must have called him 100 times, and thank you for coming through. Much appreciated. I want to thank you, Chauncey. I want to thank Steve Simon and Christine DeBro at the Parks Department, as well as everybody else at Parks, Abina Smith from the Precinct Community Council, Elijah Brooks from Youth on the Move. Thank you, Elijah. And Karen Horry, who was amazing at CB10 Parks Committee. Thank you. And then Chuck Brady from Carl Rifkin Jr. Foundation, because you're going to be renovating and using the money that Parks and Chauncey helped to raise. And I want to thank Jessica Mates from my office, who never stopped focusing on this issue, and Athena Moore. And I also want to say what's ironic about all of this. I know there are some great programs in the Armory. Of course, they would like to have space too, because as soon as you get going between tennis and gymnastics, those are two great friends of mine to run those programs. Gail, what about us? I said, where the hell with you? You didn't raise no damn money, so why should we? But we will make sure, because the tennis and the gymnastics are both phenomenal. I love the two women who run those programs. I want to be clear. But the fact that we're going to have the basketball courts, the soccer, and the amazing work that the Commissioner of Parks has done, Commissioner Shea, Commissioner Flakeoff, Commissioner Shea, District Attorney Vance, we're glad we have your money. And certainly, thank you very much, Congress Member Espaillat, and all of Board 10. Thank you, Karen, and all of Board 10. Thank you. I think Colonel Charles Young would be happy. He would an example of his dedication and commitment to the first all-black regiments. As you know, he was one of the first African Americans to command a significant unit of the U.S. Army, and we're always happy that the 369th is hovering. I love having the 369th here. That's so special. So this is going to be, this was a long time coming. I believe when I first started being borough president, 8 years ago, we sat down inside with also the Harlem Children's Zone and said, we're going to do this. And thank you also to the Harlem Children's Zone, because they run the project in there. And I think, actually, at that point, somebody else, General Powell, was still alive. May he rest in peace. And we ended up with an amazing project because of everybody coming together. This is going to be public recreation, leisure, adjacent to the Armory. It's what community and playground and outdoor space and bringing people together is all about. So I'm excited to be here. I can't wait to use the comfort station. That damn comfort station costs so much money. And I know that the mayor and Councilmember Perkins has also helped to fund that particular comfort station. Thank you very much. And we're going to have the great soccer and other kinds of activities. Thank you very much. You have no idea how many friggin' meetings and phone calls this took. But the fact of the matter is it worked out, and we're all very excited, and everybody's happy for once. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Borough President. And now I'm so happy to be able to introduce Assemblymember Al Taylor.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be honest with you. I never heard about this project until I visited the police commissioner, and we were having a different conversation, and I came to kind of like express myself, and he was very welcoming. And then he said, but you got to meet Chauncey. I'm like, yeah, I'll catch up with him. But he left his office, went over somewhere, and came back with Chauncey. And then Chauncey was like, you got to come out and see what we're talking about. And then I talked to Gail Brewer and so many people. So I want to thank all of you all for what you did, but I didn't think it was possible. We were looking at a different administration. We were looking at going into a deficit. And I knew there was money somewhere. And Chauncey, I want to thank you again for getting that money from over there. Because it was rough, and Gail called me and said, we got to keep the pressure on, and it looks like this. So there was a full court press, if you understand what I'm saying, John Starks. A full court press. I just couldn't resist it. So as a kid that played out here, as you can tell, I'm not a basketball player. I used to get ripped out here, and I'm not talking about Cal Ripken Jr. I just got ripped because I couldn't play. But if you brought a basketball to the game, you could play at least one game. Because you lose, and then the next people they play, and you can't leave until they finish with your basketball. But I'm sitting on the bleachers, son. But this is a great facility, and I'm thinking about all the young people that will come and partake in this facility. I'm saying that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Thank you all for believing in this. Thank you for never giving up hope. And I look forward to being out here watching some people play. God bless you.
Thank you. And now from the New York City Football Club, Prospero Rivera. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for having us out here. I'm Prospero Herrera, Senior Manager of Community Development at New York City Football Club, as well as City and Community Foundation. And we're so proud to be out here because we all know that young people don't have enough safe spaces to play in New York City to grow and to reach their goals and their dreams. And so it's an honor to be out here with, especially working with the DA and law enforcement in Chauncey. It shows everyone that we can all work together with sports teams to make a difference. And that's the real draw for a lot of these kids, giving them a enrichment activity, drawing them in. And through that, we're able to offer programming such as robotics, coding, health and nutrition, and giving them other options if they don't make it as athletes. And so I also want to make sure that I'm honored to have Jasmine Spencer as well, Executive Board member of Black Women's Player Collective, join me up here. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, thank you. Thank you of course to all the amazing organizations that we were able to partner with to make this all happen today. The Black Women's Player Collective is a new foundation. We're just about a year old, and our goal is to create a community amongst Black women in sport and use our voices to elevate young Black girls. And I'm so happy to represent Black women and the young girls that we hope to influence in our programming and bring that to your community. So thank you so much for having us.
I would just add, on that in Black women, we're really honored to also work with Karen Ori and ensuring that she's serving as a guide to us and ensuring that we're reaching the kids in the Black community that needs it the most. So thank you so much, Karen.
And that was right on cue. Please help me in welcoming Karen Horry to the podium.
Thank you. I love you all too. Good afternoon, or should I say good evening, everyone. It is a great honor to be standing here. This happens to be the playground of my youth. I grew up on 142nd Street and Lenox Avenue. On Saturday mornings, I would be so excited and ready to race to get to the Colonel Charles Young playground. I had to compete with the kids from the neighboring blocks to get on the big kids' swings. I had envisioned myself to be an acrobat, imagining that I was one of the flying Walendas. Leaving my house to get to the park at the age of 8 or 9 meant I was challenged with having to navigate a specified route, which most times turned into an adventurous obstacle course. First, I had to get past my nemesis on the neighboring block, who would lie in wait to catch me and pull my hair to make me cry. If I was fortunate enough to outrun her, I would get across the boulevard, with her still in pursuit, make my way to the 145th Street end of the park to claim one of the scarce and coveted big kids swings. I would have to not only rapidly mount, but pump to achieve a height equal to the enclosing fence in record time, which must have been at least 12 feet. Only then would I be safe and unreachable from the neighborhood bully. There was so much power in that experience. When I had succeeded, I would be left in peace to demonstrate my acrobatic skills. The feats were daring, and I was good at them. Fast forward to 2021, the fenced-in big kids swing area is now a reconstructed basketball court that over recent decades has been the venue for hundreds of astounding basketball games and tournaments where extraordinary talent has been displayed. Mrs. Odessa Sims, wife, mother, grandmother, and longtime resident of West 142nd Street, was tragically struck by a stray bullet in 2016 as she sat here in Colonel Charles Young Playground. She was an innocent bystander who became a casualty of a war she had no stake in. A non-permitted and illegal flash gathering had precipitated a dispute. In the absence of regard for the well-being of others, the event resulted in the unjust taking of the life of our neighbor, Odessa. This could have been any one of us, there but for the grace of God, go you or I. This horrific event galvanized the community, and under the leadership of the 142nd Street Block Association, escalated efforts to improve the playground safety escalated from 2014, which were begun in 2014. Esplanade Gardens, Savoy Park, Drew Hamilton, Lenox Terrace, Youth on the Move, Frederick E. Samuel Resident Association, Bethune Towers Tenants Association, Harlem Children's Zone, New York City Mission Society, the Harlem Jets, Sheltering Arms Children and Family Services, Harlem Hospital Center, the NFL Play 60 campaign, Play Rugby USA, the Holcomb Rucker Community League, NYCFC, the 32nd Precinct Neighborhood Coordination Officers, the 32nd Precinct, the Local Initiative Support Corporation LISC, and Manhattan Community Board 10 joined forces. New York City District Attorney Cy Vance, U.S. Congressman Adriano Espaillat, New York 7th District Councilman, now Manhattan Borough President-elect Mark Levine, 9th District Councilman Bill Perkins, former U.S. Congressman Charles B. Rangel, all lent their support. In particular, Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer, in conjunction with NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Community Partnerships Chauncey Parker, served as the proverbial wind beneath our wings to bring this project to fruition, collaborating with the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation and the Cal Ripken Foundation. Research by the Citizens Task Force on the Use and Security of Central Park found that there was a direct relationship between the level of park use and the perception of security. The larger the number of visitors involved in positive activities, the more likely that antisocial behavior was deterred. The task force linked recreational programs with improved security by suggesting that an emphasis on expanded programming, recreation, and initiatives will encourage greater use and ultimately create a safer park environment. Increased programming and effective enforcement of park regulations will promote greater safety and optimize utilization of the Colonel Charles Young Playground. Permits for the use of the Colonel Charles Young Playground ball field will be issued by the New York City Parks Department with priority given to the athletic activity programs for local area youth. The multi-purpose upgrade of the Colonel Charles Young Playground ball field will accommodate football, soccer, lacrosse, and rugby in addition to softball and baseball. It will provide a local area option for schools, youth, and Little League sports. Groups will be able to play and practice while not having to incur unnecessary expense or time traveling to remote areas outside of the community. Thank you, Chauncey Parker and Borough President Brewer, for your persistence and commitment. This project is truly the collaboration of community, the private sector, and government at its best. And as my son-in-law always says, teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you.
It is my great pleasure now to introduce the Manhattan Borough Commissioner of Parks, Bill Castro. And I want to give a really warm thank you to Parks Department staff who, with Commissioner Castro, have worked tirelessly with all of our partners over these many years. Thank you so much, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is really one of the great projects that I've ever been associated with, and it's so great to see so many people here from the community, our friends at the police department, the district attorney, the community. This is really a very special day for us here. I want to just acknowledge a few other people before we do the ribbon cutting. From the New York City Football Club, soccer player Luis Barraza. The Senior Director of the Safe Places to Play, Alex Bard. Jorge Luis Paniagua Valle, the Deputy Executive Director of the Mayor's Fund to Advance New York City. My old friend Chauncey Parker. He has been terrific all these years working with him. Of course, he's been mentioned many times and deservedly so. From Community Board 10, Troy Gethers, Verna Diggs, and Marcus Wilson. Thank you. The president of the Fred Samuel Houses Residents Association, Diana Blackwell. From Street Corner Resources, Aisha Sekou. And last but not least, as the commissioner has said before, our Chief of Marketing and Development, who's worked so hard with the district attorney, the police department, and the other sponsoring organizations, the wonderful Christine Dabrow. Thank you all. And now we're going to ask you to join us for the ribbon cutting, which will be just in front of the police department band. Thank you very much.